Museo Frida Kahlo.
A ver, cuando para me levanto.
Qué buena onda.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
This will be the last of our Mexico videos. I take you to the must-see places in Mexico City and let you know on how to get to them in the most economic and efficient way. First, you're going to purchase a ticket to the hop-on, hop-off city bus, which is a series of 4 connecting lines, which will allow you to see all of the interesting points all along the city. You can, of course, opt to get off at any of the points and explore as well as connect to the next line. Now, keep in mind, certain places like the Frida Kahlo Museum will need advance reservations, which can be hard to come by, so make sure to plan ahead. But most are fairly accessible and on a first-come, first-served basis. We started out our day on the red bus, which takes you to all of the monuments through the historic center, like some of the glorietas or roundabouts, which boasts either people or images of the people that have made a difference in Mexican history. We decided that our first stop to explore was going to be Coyoacán, a neighboring town. Then, at nighttime, we headed to the infamous Plaza Garibaldi, which is known for the mariachi groups you can either pay to listen to while there or hire them to entertain for a celebration at your home. For many of us Latinos, this has become a tradition for special occasions.
No me esperaba eso.
Pero bueno.
Lola, Lola, Lola.
Es una buena, bonita, nada del mundo deseo. Y se le ve la carita que le encanta el
Nos vamos a entender muy bien.
De Costa Rica.
Y arriba Costa Rica, seguro que sí.
¡Pura vida!
Pura vida. La cosa más rica, mi negro. Ay, gordito, ¿cómo se va a Costa Rica?
The next day, we visited La Basilica de Guadalupe, which is the main cathedral for Catholics here in Mexico, which has quite a story that I will tell you in the video.
You'll be able to notice in the video, but this church right here is actually sinking. So hopefully you're able to tell that these are no longer straight. They're actually leading this way. I'll tell you a story of why.
So today I'm at the Cathedral of Guadalupe. It is the Virgin, or the main Virgin, I guess, in this country. The story goes that behind this church that's sinking, there is a hill, and on top of that hill, an indigenous person, Jesus appeared to them 4 times. And on the 4th time, Jesus told them to pick up a fabric that was full of roses and to take it down. Well, that fabric, when he brought it down, had the image of the Virgin Mary on it. And now it is being held in the new church, which is this one over here. That being said, there's a tunnel underneath that you can go and see the fabric that still has the Virgin Mary, even though apparently it's been attempted by a bomb, and originally even the nuns didn't believe the story, so they put acid on it, and apparently it didn't get damaged. It changed the color slightly, but it didn't get damaged. It's up to you to believe it or not, but there are some weird things about it. Now, the reason why this church is sunk, or it's been... Now, the reason why this church is sinking is because all of the city in Mexico City was built on the lake, on a lake bed. And as the lake bed has shifted and moved, a lot of the old constructions, like this one from the 1500s, has sunk.
So when you're standing here, this church is actually leaning towards you. And as you can see, they've even had to build a ramp to go into it because, again, it's like a good 1.5 feet sunken in. That one over there is the church, or where the nuns would stay. The nuns that didn't believe the story that Juan Diego, the indigenous person, told them. This is also the only Latin American church, current church, that has its bell tower outside. So this structure over here is actually the bell tower. You come into this and there's several different constructions. So now this is the main church. It was built in the 1970s. For sure the architecture shows that. And it's round. And you go in and there's typically mass, and right now there's a lot of flowers. I'm sure that a lot of it has to do with the big celebration of the Day of the Dead that just happened. And you can go underneath and see a lot of the religious artifacts within the church.
Okay, I'm going to try to show you a little bit closer, but going up these stairs right here is where you can go up to the mound where he had the appearance. Here, let me show you. At this point, you can really tell how sunken in it is. You see this straight line here, and then how this all starts tilting. You can definitely see it, how much space there is in between, and how much the inclination has fallen down. Now, as you can see, the new church is round, and it has this sort of cone shape top to it. Sadly, the next day my family left to go back to Costa Rica, but I stayed for a few more days with a friend and his family. His lovely wife Alejandra, who I'm eternally grateful for, took me to many places including Mercados, markets, and tianguis, which are like these flea markets. Then to La Biblioteca Vasconcelos, this architectural wonder full of books and nooks and crannies where to get lost in one of them. Tried to go to the gardens, the botanical gardens that are here at the library, but they were closed. But from this top floor you can get apparently they have them for studies and education. The following day we went to the Anthropology Museum, for sure my favorite spot to see in the city, and where I would have needed a minimum of 2 full days to explore it. Yet, if you want to learn more about Mexican culture and history, this is definitely the spot to visit. Have you ever seen the Aztec calendar? Let me show it to you. Over here. Look at all these people trying to take a picture with it. Can't really get that close, but it is unbelievable. I'll zoom in. On my third day with them, we went to El Castillo de Chapultepec, another iconic and historical must-see place with an incredible art collection, history over the decades of the battles, wars, and of course the politics of the country, plus an amazing city view. So that we are aware, they also were conquered by obviously the US, because why wouldn't they be?
And this is Benito Juarez, considered the best Mexican president in history, plus the only indigenous Mexican president.
Sí, está loco porque estaba diciendo que por varios días era un bueno y 21.
On my last day, our friend Pedro, his wife Alejandra, and their sweet daughter took me to the Palacio de Bellas Artes, which hosts one of the largest collections of Diego Rivera's murals, including some that were so controversial the states had to take them out. Thanks to the Figueroa family for taking me in and showing me their amazing city on a more intimate and familiar way. They truly made me feel welcomed. Stay tuned. Next week, we will take you back to California and yet another wonderful area to visit. So subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave us a comment. Hope to see you back again. Muchas gracias.